Um, so, if you would rather, what would be more productive is I could take a look at, in fact, we could do this. I could take a look at someone's chart here and I could tell you guys exactly what I would look for in that particular chart if
Okay.
you want. You want to play that?
Yeah, I've got some stuff coming up that's got me curious about this too. You can look at
Sure.
mine. I'm born August 1st, 1960.
Okay, hang on a second. Can y'all see my screen here?
Oh, I can see you.
Okay, I probably not screen sharing, so I'm just gonna input your data here. Um,
What software do you use?
this
Just
is
curious.
this is Solar Fire.
Yeah.
Um, so you
Okay.
said August?
August 1st, 1960,
Okay,
12:45 p.m.,
okay.
Los Angeles. And it should have about a 15 to 16 right there, Scorpio rising. It's daylight saving time, so I know it's tricky. I was just thinking that because I've got Uranus, I think progressed trining my Jupiter right now, but I've been waiting for Jupiter to go direct, which it just did.
You said 12:45 p.m.
12:45 p.m. Yeah.
in Los Angeles on August 1st,
Yeah.
1960.
60.
Why am I showing a 2 degrees ascendant?
I don't know. It should be 15 Scorpio. It's again daylight saving time. I know messes it up.
Oh, this software usually does that. That's weird. I wonder if I toggled that and turned it off. Huh. Look here.
I can't get
Okay.
my mouse to move for some reason, or I pull it up on the screen. I don't know why my mouse isn't moving.
Weird.
Oh, I just got my mouse to move. Let me see if I can pull it up. So you use solar fire, huh? Do you use
Yeah.
that for all your calculations?
No, on the minor progressions, I'll look at astro.com. It's a little bit more, I found it to be exact on Astro for the minor progressions, not the secondary. I use it for everything else.
Uh, Let me see if I can get my screen to share. Double click, full skin. Oh, no.
I think I got it here.
You think you got it? If not, I think I can
Okay, I,
pull.
I got it. And this 12:45 p.m. So now I'm showing 14:35 Scorpio
Yeah,
on Solar Fire.
that sounds
Okay,
more right.
okay.
Yeah, I think you can see Uranus progressed to 24 in my chart, which has me a little curious because it's moving up to my natal Jupiter now.
So you have
But
you have Uranus and Venus conjunct at 20.
yeah.
Okay. Um, well, for one, you do know that it's a little, I mean, obviously it passed, but when Saturn and Neptune went in conjunction, and I think we talked about this,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was 135, 15 Scorpio,
Mm-hmm.
because it happened at 0 degrees of Aries.
Mm-hmm.
So that conjunction during that time would have greatly impacted your way. And it seemed like it was because you really started going deep and started putting a lot more out right around that time, I noticed.
What period are we talking about?
I'm talking about the Saturn Neptune conjunction that happened recently in
Oh,
February.
oh, that
Okay,
makes
remember
sense.
remember
Yeah.
it went conjunct at 0 degrees of Aries, right?
Yeah, that's when I
So
started
you got to
coming online.
understand, yeah, you understand that the 135 is really a powerful transit, especially when it comes to something like that.
See, I didn't
But
know that.
yeah, you ought to look for that. So I got your moon at 26.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I never thought to look at the 135 aspect. So they're powerful when it comes to luck, huh?
Yeah, more so not very lucky.
Oh, not lucky. Okay.
No, not lucky. Not lucky. Not typically lucky. I mean, yeah, everything's a balance. You got to look at everything. And let me look at your progressions here. Let me see. Uh, your secondary progressions, put them side by side here. Uh,
Because
Okay.
I guess I'm trying to figure out what is it you look for on somebody that say would have that kind of luck to win and not that losing streak, I guess, you know?
Well, I would certainly look at your Venus, your Venus Uranus conjunction on the midheaven is going to be really, really strong. Trine Jupiter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Well, so I've been thinking of starting to go do some gambling because I'm like, but I don't know if that means, luck or not.
Well, that particular complex, and that's what when I talk about a complex, Venus Uranus in conjunction on the midheaven, trine Jupiter in the second house
Hmm.
is should manifest some luck.
Okay.
And again, I mentioned about octaves of the soul and finding out it isn't that hard to find. We look back and see. Okay, let's do this. Um, let me look here. Hang on a second. Let's let's progress this. Give you an idea. So I'm simply going to progress um, Uranus to. I'm going to look at these. Obviously, the other planets are very, very important,
Hmm.
but um, take a look. Go back a couple of months. I'm looking right now at 1987.
Well, that was an interesting year.
Okay. Late. So yeah, late 1986, early 1987.
Hmm.
Um, let's see, you're 1960. So, well, obviously, we can say that would be an interesting year because you're 27 years old and you're going to have
Hmm.
your progressed moon return to its natal position. I kind of consider that the beginning of a Saturn return. But given the fact that Uranus was making a conjunction to your Jupiter, and the reason I forwarded to that because Jupiter is making a trine to the Venus Uranus conjunction in the complex in particular.
Hmm.
Uh, it it makes Uranus's transit over Jupiter more powerful. If Jupiter wasn't making aspect to Uranus, then Uranus transiting Jupiter, not to say it would bring nothing, but it would not bring the type of level of luck that a person that has it in natal aspect would get. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
It means that you have a particular karma between the planets,
Hmm.
even if they're trying. Um, you know, I'm sure a lot of this is when you were kind of blossoming into quite a degree of like given the fact that your second house and you got retrograde Jupiter in the second, and given the fact that you got the moon in Scorpio and you were having your progressed lunation return headed towards your Saturn return, I would imagine this is where you really kind of got a lot of the Uranian type of insights that allowed you to blossom as an astrologer.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of astrology then, but I also got involved in what do you got? Changing the laws, fighting some laws that were coming down. 86, 87. I started going on a lot of television to support some laws, oppose other laws. And I was lucky, very lucky at that time. Landed in the perfect job, got myself into some TV studios, got a lot of TV exposure. So, and I knew that was all luck to get all that exposure.
Well, Jupiter's the planet. Jupiter and Sagittarius is the legal planet.
Hmm.
It's a planet of laws. So yeah, Uranus on there. You were having luck surrounding that particular avenue.
Yeah.
But luck would also work for you in the casino at that time. So yeah, just something I wanted to run by and test.
It was funny.
And
I had some people take me to Vegas. And yeah, I was making money gambling back then. That's true.
mhm. Let's see, you've got
The
to go
casinos
to.
were a lot different than back then, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would have gotten in a little more trouble in Vegas doing the card counting that I was doing.
I never had a
Um,
mind for card counting. Could never, but I've been thinking about doing it because I've been seeing, watch these documentaries on how people are making a lot of money off of the card counting.
well, understand they haven't. If they're making a lot of money, then they're either working in teams or they have incredibly lucky charts. I mean, I gave you an example. You're looking at, especially with the rule changes of blackjack, you're only getting, maybe a 2% edge over the house, which
Hmm.
means that which with a edge that small, an individual is going to have a lot of days where they're going to lose
Yeah,
with an
no, I
edge that
saw a
small.
team. It was a team of kids from MIT that evidently made a documentary about these kids. Yeah, they worked as a team to do some gambling because, yeah, one would get kicked out and then the other one would have to go in.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, the whole point of this entire exercise, everything we're talking about now, is to understand that metaphysical math trumps earth math. So, like
Well, what would you say
there
you're looking for if somebody says, I want to know good times that I could try to do this? What is it you're looking for in the chart to see if they have it?
well, this is what I would look at for you. And like, so I'm going to look at right now. Let me look at something else. I'm going to give you a better example.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to key in your information here into, well, here, let me do this. Just make it easier. I don't need to be that fine tuned.
All right.
I can just give you a general. Um, I'm going to look at your minor progressions because that's so vital for day to day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, back at your.
Do you know the angles are important? Because if they're going to be making a significant amount of money, their life's going to change. So the angles have to be involved, I'm sure.
Well, for you in particular, you having the Venus Uranus conjunction on the midheaven, the midheaven is going to be a really good angle for you because one of the secrets of gambling astrology that I discovered is the use of mundane position.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, like when my astrology teacher first gave me those Jupiter transits on my moon, he gave me the time that Jupiter was rising and the time that Jupiter was on the midheaven. The actual best time to give me would have been Jupiter making mundane contact to my moon because Jupiter was on my zodiacal moon. My zodiacal moon was 12 and change of Aquarius. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I've got the moon in the middle, close to the middle, about 30% into my eighth house. So what we want to do is we want to put Jupiter at 30% into the eighth house in the day at the moment that you're gambling. Because if you think about it, when we're born, you ever read any Jung and one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the ways that Jung helped like people that had neurosis and schizophrenia is he did a lot of mandala therapy. If you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, our birth chart is our own personal mandala, and
Mm-hmm.
we have this is obviously a measure of both space and time. So when we're born, if the moon was in a particular spot relative to us when we're born, we sort of have embedded within us an awareness of that position, an unconscious awareness of that position in space and time. It has a mirror within our bodies. It has a mirror on Earth. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's going to be maybe a psychic link or an unconscious awareness or a trigger similar to similar to Jupiter making it a zodiacal trigger, which would be hitting the moon at 12 degrees of Aquarius. But now it's in the mundane position, so it's even strengthening it and grounding it into Earth even further. That would be the best. And so for you,